Good morning, students. In this video, we are going to learn more about tissues. Here I have posted a picture, just an example of tissue. This is epidermal tissue of our skin, the topmost tissue of our skin. As you can see, these are elongated cells of this tissue. They have a nucleus in between them, and they also have small hair-like structure on the top of it or top of them. So, just like this, all the cells do not perform all the functions. Like these cells of our skin cannot help us with excretion or digestion or respiration. So, different functions such as respiration, digestion, excretion, and reproduction are carried out by special group of cells. Okay, this feature is called division of labor. We call this feature as division of labor. That means all the cells have been assigned some particular tasks to do. Every cell does not is not required to do all the things in our body. We have a division of labor. Just like, for example, the tissues or cells of our digestive system are only supposed to do digestion for us. They don't need to worry about how respiration will occur, how reproduction will occur, how excretion will occur. They only have to digest the food. Similarly, respiratory system, the tissues of respiratory system are only supposed to do respiration. Nothing else they need to worry about. Okay, so this is the way our body is designed. Every organ have specialized tissues and cells which perform some specialized functions for us. Okay. Okay, now let's move further. As we all know, the organs of or and life processes of plants and animals are very different from each other. That's why that's why they possess different types of tissues, isn't it? As you already know that the tissues of plants and animals are very different. They must have to be different from each other because the life processes and organs themselves are very different in plants and animals. Like plants don't have lungs, or we don't have stomata in our body. Okay, they are very different from each other. Let's see an example. Here is an example of a tomato plant. Here, as we can see, we have shoot tip, lateral buds, nodes, internodes, flower, leaf, fruits or seeds, shoot and root, primary root, lateral root, hair root, tip root, and these things we don't have. Animals don't have these things. Similarly, we have one example of animal animal tissue, comparing a comparison between humans and rats. We have lungs, heart, liver, kidney, intestine, bladder, etc. So these are the organs of animals. So as we can see, the plants and animal tissues are very different. Very the organs and life processes of plants and animals are very different from each other, aren't they? So they must contain different types of tissues. Okay, in this video we will see more about plant tissues. So first thing I have taken here is my personal favorite. I also call it magic tissue. Okay, this is termed in our book as meristematic tissue. It is the most amazing tissue of plants. It helps them to grow throughout their life. Actually, the word meristematic is taken from, meristos. It is a Greek word which means divide. They keep on dividing and they keep on growing throughout their life. This is the most amazing tissue of a plant. I call it the magic tissue. They never stop growing. Okay, so the meristematic tissue is not present in animals. I don't think that's a bad news because it would be very tough for me to drive my favorite car if my height was 100 feet. Oh my god, I cannot even imagine that. Okay, so that's a good news. We are not growing all our lives. So This meristematic tissue is not present in animals. Okay, well, some tissues of plants stop growing after a certain period of time. We call them permanent tissue. So plants have two types of tissues. First one is meristematic tissue, which we can also, which I prefer to call as magical tissue, because they continue growing throughout their life just like a magic. Okay, and we have permanent tissue. We will read more about permanent tissue in later classes, further classes. In this class, let's see about meristematic tissue. So a meristematic tissue looks like this. This is a real image of a plant, the apical meristem, the topmost part of a plant. Okay, here you can see these are small cells. Okay, these are small cells of this meristematic tissue. Here these all these blue, not blue, the red ones are small cells, and the dark red portion are their nucleus. They all are continuously dividing and growing and dividing, and increasing the height of the plant. Okay, this is very beautiful. Okay, so here are some properties of meristematic tissue. All the cells divide actively and helps plants to grow rapidly. All these cells of the meristematic tissue, divide very rapidly, actively, and helps the plant to grow rapidly. Okay, there is no space between the cells. When the cells are dividing very rapidly and growing and dividing, from where we will get space? That all the spaces will be filled with the new cells, right? So that it will grow. If there will be empty space, then the cell which will divide will go into that space. How will the plant grow? It will only grow when all the space are filled, and then it will have to grow, na? So they don't have space between them. Okay, next thing is all cells are living and small in size. Obviously they are just now born, they have just now divided and born, so they must be small in size, and they are living. Otherwise dead cells can't divide. They are living, that's why they are dividing. So all the cells are living and they are small in size because they are kids. They are just now born, so they are small in size. Okay, cells have thin walls. Same condition again. When they have just now divided and just now born, how will they have very thick and strong wall and fortified structure? They are very soft and they have thin walls. They have just now born with thin walls. Okay, cells are rich in cytoplasm and have a distinct nucleus. This is the most interesting characteristic of our meristematic tissue or magical tissue, that they have a rich cytoplasm. What is cytoplasm? Cytoplasm is the fluid filled inside a cell. Okay, apart from all the organelles, what the main fluid in which all the organelles, cell organelles are present, that fluid is called cytoplasm. So that is rich. What does it means? What does rich particularly mean? Rich means it have a lot of minerals and vitamins present in them. So because they are continuously dividing, so they need a lot of energy and vitamins and minerals, nutrition, to divide rapidly, right, to grow rapidly. So these are rich in cytoplasm and they have a distinct nucleus, because to organize that direction of growth and the structure, to design the structure of the plant which is continuously growing and growing, so it cannot grow randomly, no, when wherever it wants. There is a fixed structure on which it grows. So for maintaining that structure, we need a nucleus, we need a memory to maintain that structure. We have nucleus, distinct nucleus, and we have a rich, energetic, nutritious cytoplasm present in them. Okay, I hope this is all clear to you. Now let's move further. Types of meristematic tissue. So we have divided meristematic tissue into three types on the basis of their location and function. What was this? This was meristematic tissue, and we have divided meristematic tissue into three types on the basis of their location and function. Okay, first one is apical meristem. This photo was particularly the photo of an apical meristem. Okay, all the meristem somehow looks like this only. So apical meristem is present on the top of the plant, on the top of the shoot, or on the top of the root, tip of the root. Okay, it helps the plant to grow, simply grow in and be longer in terms of length. It helps to grow in terms of length. Okay, apical meristem, it is present both on the roots, tip of the root and tip of the shoot. Okay. Okay. Second one is lateral meristem. Here in this picture you can see lateral meristems here. It helps the plant to become wider, to increase the width of the plant. Okay. Okay. One more is there, which is called intercalary meristem. This intercalary meristem helps the plant to grow new branches. Okay, to develop and grow new branches in other direction than the main shoot is growing. These tissue which help the which develops into the branch itself, not grows the branch. This tissue which forms the branch are called lateral meristems, intercalary meristems rather. Okay, and the tissues which increases the width of the plant, which makes the plant thicker, are known as lateral meristem, which helps the plants to grow laterally, to increase the width of the plant laterally is called lateral meristem. The tissue which is present on the apex of the plant, on the topmost part or on the bottommost part, are called apical meristem, and the tissues which grows into branches are called lateral meristem, intercalary meristem. Okay, so I hope you all got all the concepts dealt in the video, and I will love to clear all the doubts which you have till now. Let's get into the comment section and discuss everything what we have learned till now. Okay, thank you very much.